Hello everyone, welcome to Train Me Buddy. This is Siddharth. In today's video, we'll go through the SQL CTE. CTE stands for Common Table Expressions, which defines temporary result sets on data which you can use inside your queries. CTEs are particularly useful along with the recursive query, where you need to repeat a query multiple times. Also, it can simplify the subqueries and to perform complex aggregation on data. So today we'll learn how to create CTEs and its use cases. So let's get started. So what will you learn today? We'll go through understanding what is CTE, then understanding the CTE syntax and creating CTE using select statement. Then we'll understand what is the different types of CTEs like non-recursive CTE and recursive CTE. Then the nested CTE. Then finally we'll go through how to use CTE along with insert, update and delete statements. So what is CTE? CTE stands for Common Table Expression and is a temporary named result set which is derived from a simple query and defined within the execution scope of a single select, insert, update, delete or merge statement. CTE is used to store the result of a complex subquery for further use. This is also used to create a recursive query. CTE can also be used in a create view statement as part of its defining select statement. There are two types of CTEs such as recursive and non-recursive CTE. We'll go through that in detail in the later section. Syntax for CTE is to have the with clause along with the expression name, which is the name of the CTE expression. Then we need to have the column list which specifies the column name in the CTE. Then we need to have the as clause starting with a bracket and ending with a bracket, and within that we can have the CTE query definition, which will hold the select query using which we are going to populate the CTE. Then finally, we are having the select statement to get the data from the CTE. So here you can specify the column names or you can specify star to get all the columns from the CTE. There are two types of CTEs. One is non-recursive CTE, which does not have any reference to itself in the CTE definition. Another one is recursive CTE, which is having a reference to itself within the CTE definition. So let's understand this using the query. So let us start with how to create CTE using SQL. So for this, I'll be using MyStoreDB database, which I have also used in my previous videos. I'll put the link for the script for creating the MyStoreDB database in the description below. So let's say I have a requirement to get the third highest paid salary in the employee table. So for this, I have a ready query here to get the employee salary ranked by the dance rank function over here in the descending order. So let me execute this query. And you can see that the topmost salaried employee is having the rank as 1. And similarly, we have the rank 2 and 3 and so on. So as per our requirement, we need to get the third highest paid employee record. So this one. So for this, I can either use the subquery or CTE. So let's get started with the CTE. So for this, I need to have the query as with then CTE name. So let me give the name as EMP salary CTE and start with a bracket. And here we need to provide the all the columns which I have used in the select query. So let me have employee first name, last name, salary, then the RN. Then we need to have as start with bracket and let me enclose this select query with another bracket. So now our CTE definition is done. So we need to select the data from the EMP salary CTE. So for this, let's have select star from EMP salary CTE. So let me copy paste this name and let us execute this query. And here we are getting the same output as we are getting for the select statement. But what we need to add is we need to add a where clause here where RN equal to 3. And now let us execute this query. And here I am getting the employee record, which is having the third highest paid salary. So this is how you can create a CTE in SQL. And as we know, there are two types of CTEs, like recursive and non-recursive CTE. So this is one of the example of the non-recursive CTE because it is not having any reference inside the CTE definition or inside the query definition over here. So let us take another example of non-recursive CTE. So for this, we have a requirement to get employee records with average salary of their respective department. So let me take a query here, which is getting me the data from employee and department tables using the department ID join. And here I am grouping the department ID and department name and getting the average salary from the employee table. So let me execute this query first. And here you can see that I am getting the average salary for each department. So let me create a CTE on top of this to join this output with the employee table so that we'll be getting the employee record along with the average salary of their respective department. So let's have the query as with then the CTE expression name. So EMP DPT salary CTE, then start with a bracket. And here I'll be taking all the columns I am selecting in the select query. So let me have department ID, department name, and average salary, which is coming from the aggregate function. Close the bracket as, and let me start with a bracket and end with a bracket. So here our CTE definition is done. So now we need to get the employee record from employee table. So let me have select from employee table. So let me give an alias as E, and here let me put employee first name, last name, and let me have the join to get the data from the city. So I'll have a join, or you can have inner join. So let me take EMP DPT salary CTE. So let me alias it as D on E dot department ID from employee table equal to D dot department ID, which is from the city. And let's have the employee salary from E dot salary. I can also specify the alias name here, like E dot first name, E dot last name, then D dot average salary. Now let us execute this query. And here I am getting the employee details with the employee salary along with the average salary for their respective departments. Now let's understand how to create a recursive CTE. So for this, I have an example to get the employee org structure to find all the subordinates in the employee table. So let us take a ready query for this. And here in the first part of the select statement, I am getting the employee record without having any manager, or this is the first employee record to start with. Then having the union all to get other employee records with the subordinates. So here I am getting the data from employee table joining with the CTE by itself on the manager ID from employee table and the employee ID from the CTE, so that it will be calling itself and getting the respective employee and manager hierarchy. So let me execute this query. And here you can see that it is getting all the employee records along with its subordinates. So here the first employee is having no manager, and the second and third employee record is having the manager ID as 1. So as part of the hierarchy, it is coming after the employee ID 1. Similarly, the next set of employees are reporting to the employees with the employee ID 2 and 5. So here we can see that it has listed all the employees reporting to the employee ID 5. Similarly, next is it is showing all the employees with the manager ID 2. So this is how you can use the recursive CTE to call itself or to join with itself to get the employee hierarchy. So far we have seen how to create a single CTE, but you can also create multiple CTE, that is also called as nested CTE, in the same query. So let me take an example to get the employee records with average salary of their respective department and the total sales made by those employees. So let me take a ready query for this. And in the first part, I am having a CTE to get the employee department salary by each department. So if I execute this query, you are getting the employee department along with the respective average salary. So this is named as the EMP-DEPT salary CTE. Then in the next one, I have defined another CTE with a comma separated for the previous one with the employee ID and total salary, which we are getting from the sales table. So if I execute this query, I am getting the employee total salary grouped by the employee ID. So finally, it is selecting the data from employee table along with the join with the first and second CTE. So first CTE is joined with the department ID and second CTE is joined with the employee ID. So let me execute this query. And here you can see that I'm getting all the employee records from employee table along with the salary, but the average and total sales salary from the first and second CTE respectively. So this is how you can create a nested CTE in SQL. So far we have created the CTE to select data from different tables, and also we understood different types of CTE. So now let's see how to use CTE with the insert statement. So for this, I am taking an example to create a table with the department average salary. So I'll be using the same query which we created previously. So here I am getting the employee, department, and the average salary for those department. Now let's have a insert statement along with the select. So let me have select star into then table name, and this table is not available in the MyStoreDB. So let's execute and it will be created on the fly. So let me execute this query. And as you see here, there are 5 records affected or 5 records inserted into this table. So let me select this table, select star from, and let me take the table name and let me execute. And here you can see that the table is created with the average salary for each department along with the department ID, department name, and average salary which we have calculated using the CTE. So now let's understand how to use CTE along with the update statement. So for this, I have used the example to update bonus of 1000 for those employees with the top 3 total sales. So here I am taking a ready query. So in this CTE, I am having the select statement to get the data from sales table grouped by employee ID. And here I am getting the total sales amount for each employees. And also I have ranked it using the dance rank function in descending order. So let me execute this query first. And here you can see that it is getting the each employee record along with the total sales, and it is ranked by the rank number RN. Then I'm having the select statement to get the employee record from employee table joined with the sales by EMP CTE by the employee ID from both sides. And in the select statement, I'm going to select the employee ID and salary from the employee table along with a bonus added to the salary based on the rank we have defined in the CTE. And in the where clause, I am having the rank number from the sales by EMP CTE to get the top 3 salespersons. And let me execute this query. And here I am getting the top 3 employee by the total sales. And also I am having a salary added with 1000 for the bonus. So now let me change this query to an update statement. So let me comment this select and let's have update, and I'll be updating the employee table. So let me put E, then set salary. Let me put E dot salary to make it more explicit, equal to, I can have E dot salary plus 1000. So our update query along with the CTE is ready. But before I execute this, let us see the data first in the employee table. So let me execute this query. And here we have all these salaries. Okay, so now let me execute the CTE along with the update statement and execute. So now we can see that 3 rows affected with the criteria of topmost sales employees. And I can execute this statement, and here I can see that the employee salary has been updated with 1000. Now let's understand how to use CTE along with the delete statement. So for this, I have used the example to delete the duplicate records from employee table. And in this CTE, I am using the select statement to get the data from employee table using the row number, and I am doing a partition by employee ID and ordering it by the employee ID to get the row number, so that it will be getting us the employee record with the rank 1, 2, 3 and so on based on the duplicate available in the employee table. So let us execute this query first. And here, as you see, I'm getting all the employee records along with the duplicates. So here we are having a duplicate for the employee ID 11, and we are having the row number as 1 and 2 because it is partitioned by the employee ID. And similarly, if we have any other duplicate, like we have the duplicate for the employee ID 15, and here we have the row number 1, 2, and 3. So what we need to do to delete the duplicate records from employee tables? So we need to add the row number greater than 1 so that we'll be getting the duplicate entries and keep those employee record having the row number as 1. So let us run this query, and we can see that we are getting only those employee records having the duplicate entries in the employee table. So let me convert this query to a delete query. So let me remove this select, or I'll comment it, then I'll put a delete statement here. And let me execute. And now let us go back to the select query to see whether we have the duplicate record or not. Okay, and let me execute this query. And now we see that there is no duplicate in the employee table. So this is how you can use the CTE along with the delete statement. Thanks for watching this video. I hope this tutorial is helpful for you. I have put all the queries used this tutorial in the link provided in the description below. Please like, share, and don't forget to subscribe the channel Trade Me Buddy and hit on the bell icon so that you'll be notified about the upcoming and new videos. If you have any doubts or suggestions, please feel free to put it in the comment below. Thank you.